So if you're a real estate investor, you know the goal, right? Grow your portfolio, build that wealth. But there's this huge hurdle that always seems to slow you down. But what if I told you there's a tool baked right into the tax code that's designed to help you just leap right over it? Well, today we are diving into that powerful strategy. It's called the 1031 exchange.
I mean, this quote really nails the dream, doesn't it? Financial freedom through real estate. But getting on that fastest path means you've got to keep your momentum going. It's all about growing your capital efficiently, rolling it from one deal right into the next.
Think about it. You find a great deal, you put in the work, add value, and then you sell it for a nice profit. Awesome. You're all set to take that win and roll it into an even bigger, better property. But then, bam, a major roadblock appears that can stop all that momentum dead in its tracks. Any guesses what it is?
Yep, you got it. Capital gains taxes. It almost feels like a penalty for doing well. Every single time you make a profit on a sale, the government steps in to take its slice of the pie. And that just prunes your investment capital, sometimes dramatically, shrinking what you have left to put into the next deal. It is the ultimate growth killer.
Okay, but what if you could legally sidestep that immediate tax bill? What if you could keep your entire profit, all of it, working for you? Well, you can. And it's all thanks to this sort of secret weapon for investors that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time, right inside the IRS tax code.
It's called a 1031 exchange, and the concept really is pretty simple. When you sell an investment property, instead of taking the cash, you roll the entire proceeds into a new like-kind property. And like-kind is super broad. It basically just means another property you're holding for business or investment. Now, you're not avoiding taxes forever, you're just deferring them. You're basically kicking the can down the road so you can keep your money growing.
A great way to think about it is like the IRS is kind of partnering with you. They see you're a successful investor, and they're basically saying, hey, go ahead, use our share of the profits for a little while. Reinvest it, go make even more money, and, our tax cut will just be bigger later on. It's kind of this win-win that lets you leverage their money to grow your own wealth.
To really get the power of this, let's play out a scenario. We'll compare two investors. They both start in the exact same position, they both sell a property, and they both make a really nice profit. But they choose two very different paths.
So you've got investor A, who just cashes out and pays the tax bill. Simple enough. But then you have investor B, our savvy investor, who uses the 1031 exchange. Let's really watch how this one single decision completely changes their financial picture.
Okay, let's follow investor A first. They sell their property and walk away with a solid $100,000 profit. Not bad at all.
But then the tax bill shows up. After federal and state taxes, they owe about $25,000. Ouch.
And just like that, they're left with only $75,000 to reinvest. A full quarter of their hard-earned profit is just gone, vanished before they even start looking for that next deal. All right, now let's switch gears and turn to investor B. This, right here, is where the magic of the 1031 exchange really happens. Investor B starts in the exact same place. Same sale, same $100,000 profit.
And this is the game changer. By using a 1031 exchange, their immediate tax bill is a big, fat zero. Nothing.
So what does this mean? It means they have the full $100,000 profit plus all their original capital ready to go into the next investment. 100% of their earnings are still working for them. This allows them to level up to a much bigger, much better deal.
I mean, just look at the side-by-side. It is not even close. Investor B has a third more capital to reinvest than Investor A just from using this one single strategy. Now imagine doing this over and over again throughout an entire investing career. The difference in the wealth you can create becomes absolutely massive. Now this sounds incredible, I know, but here's the catch. It comes with very strict rules. The IRS is giving you this amazing advantage, but you have to play their game perfectly. One tiny mistake can blow up the whole thing, leaving you with that giant tax bill you were trying to avoid in the first place. Okay, first, and this is non-negotiable, you cannot touch the money from the sale. Not for a second. It has to be held by a neutral third party called a qualified intermediary. Second, the moment you sell your property, a couple of very important clocks start ticking.
You have exactly 45 days, and they mean exactly, to formally identify in writing potential replacement properties. Then, from that same sale date, you have a total of 180 days to actually close on one of those properties. Both of those deadlines are ironclad.
But here's what's really cool. The 1031 exchange is so much more than just a tax tool. It's a really powerful, strategic tool that can help you totally reshape your entire real estate portfolio, all without taking that massive tax hit every time you make a move.
For example, are you tired of managing difficult tenants? Well, you can exchange a high-maintenance property for a low-maintenance one. See a better opportunity in another state? You can exchange your local property for one clear across the country. You can even consolidate a few small rental houses into one big apartment building. Or do the opposite. Diversify one large asset into several smaller ones. The flexibility is just incredible.
Ultimately, it all comes back to this one simple, powerful idea. By deferring those taxes, you are putting the power of compounding on steroids. Instead of your investment base getting chopped down by 20 or 30% every time you sell, you get to keep the entire amount growing, working, and building momentum for whatever comes next. So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. If you could keep every single dollar of your profit compounding from one deal to the next over and over without that tax haircut every time, how much faster could you actually reach your goals? What would that path to financial freedom really look like for you?